But in Cuenca to pass some holidays, some weekend when I was a child. So we are speaking about the 70s home. No? And they made a bread that we always went to buy the bread and some little biscuits called borrachos, called like because they had some a little bit of alcohol, but very nice flavor. But the flavor, well, I saw the oven, the forno, as it changed. First it was wood and hand. After they put like chains and metal, so it changed. But what it really changed a lot is when they started to do the bread differently, because they used what we call levadura madre. So a special, what's the name in English?
The yeast.
The yeast.
The natural yeast.
Natural yeast gave a flavor very special.
Yes.
Absolutely different on what we know today of the bread.
It's beer yeast. Like it's like super fast.
Exactly. So this bread was unique, and I've never seen it again, but from one baker. Now in one of the villages of nearby Cáceres called Talaban, and there he's doing the bread as ancient as with this natural yeast, and I pick up this flavor, not exactly, but reminds me that flavor of, and he has quite a success. So it's an opportunity also for entrepreneurship, for those bakers that really want to differentiate themselves and try to do this bread with yeast, natural yeast, that is completely, absolutely different of the bread that we know today. And it will differentiate very much their production, and they can have clients not only of that village but of the village around, and have quite a success for that. So I think it's something to think about in our learning villages.
Yeah, but I'm on the same line. I had some remarks as usual. I'd like to turn this towards the future. I mean, what can we do with what we know from this research to do something more in the future? For instance, if there is about the yeast, can we genetically modify the current yeast in the same to work in the same way like the old ones do? So that is actually very possible. For instance,
it's not about the yeast; it's about the grains. The yeast is not something you detach. I mean, that's industrial, right? I mean, the point is to have grains which have good quality, because they have on themselves like the possibility to get the fermentation going. It's like the grapes. Like when you have like indigenous grapes, you can have a wonderful wine, because exactly, like in fact, after this study, there was a stimulus to take back the grains in Korea, and in the part of Korea on north, which is Giulianello, it's another town under Korea's jurisdiction. They put the ancient grains. Okay, so now we have like a little quantity of local flour, and I can tell you that this is totally different. So this natural fermentation yeast it's possible. I mean, even with standard flours, let's say, of course you need more time, because you need 24, 48, 72 hours, and that depends on what kind of production or product you want to do. I have to say, like in the last 5-10 years, like the natural fermentation is a standard here, but of course the point is to take back the flours, like the production, because you can have a good bread, but the flowers are produced maybe in the northern Italy or Ukraine, or you can import them, and still bread will be good, but it's not a local bread. You can make it, but of course it's a different thing. So,
at a scientific point of view,
yes,
if we have two different grains on the table, in order to select the one which is the old one, we have to know the genetics.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why what I'm saying, that the genetical studies of these varieties of grain is also important.
Yes.
Because, in our case in Romania, we did have a lot of vegetables. We had a lot of vegetables that get lost in time because nobody knows what they are.
Yeah.
There is no genetics about it, no genetical study about it. So for us, if we don't know what is a specific vegetable variety is, then it's useless to dream about cultivating it again. That's one idea. Another point I would like to make is about the engineering part of those studies. You have presented everything about all these bakeries. They have a lot of architecture and construction engineering in them, and also architecture from the aesthetic point of view is present there. And I wonder whether we cannot take pieces of that knowledge and transfer them to the current sciences and architecture and engineering, construction, whatever.
Non so se hai seguito il discorso, nel senso che dice comunque